Netflix's The Kings of Tupelo documentary series takes place at Elvis Presley's birthplace, and there's a reference to Priscilla Presley's relationship with a karate instructor, but is that true? The 3-episode docuseries The Kings of Tupelo takes viewers to the town of Tupelo, Mississippi, home to lots of Elvis Presley fans and impersonators. The series mostly focuses on Paul Kevin Curtis, a successful Elvis impersonator born and raised in Tupelo, who ended up involved in a scandal about poisoned letters sent to politicians, including President Obama. The Kings of Tupelo takes a turn as Kevin Curtis is framed, and the real mind behind the poisoned letters was Everett Dutschke, a local politician. Dutschke and Kevin's rivalry had been building up and peaked with the letters and Kevin's framing, but there was a lot going on between these two. While the documentary explores how their rivalry came to be and what they thought of each other, Kevin points out a parallel between his situation and Elvis Presley's story, mentioning Priscilla Presley left the king of rock and roll for a karate instructor. Priscilla Presley had an affair with her karate instructor. Priscilla Presley was still married to Elvis Presley. Jacob Elordi and Kelly Speeney as Elvis and Priscilla Presley in the 2023 movie Priscilla. As mentioned above, Tupelo is the birthplace of Elvis Presley, and as such, there are tributes to the king everywhere, many impersonators, shows, and a huge and loyal fanbase. The life and career of Elvis Presley are very well known by Tupelo's residents and, as an Elvis impersonator himself, Kevin Curtis knows Elvis' story very well. Throughout The Kings of Tupelo, Kevin doesn't make any comparisons between him and Elvis, except when he points out that Priscilla Presley left him for a karate instructor, and it's true during the final years of Priscilla and Elvis Presley's marriage, they both had affairs. Priscilla was convinced by Elvis to take karate lessons, and as she wanted to share her husband's interests, she agreed, via Elvis and Me, by Priscilla Presley. Priscilla met instructor Mike Stone at a karate championship promoted by Elvis Instructor and started taking classes with him. Priscilla and Stone began an affair, which ultimately contributed to her separation from Elvis but wasn't the reason for it. After Priscilla's divorce from Elvis in 1973, Priscilla lived with Stone and they broke up in 1975. The reason for their split is reportedly Stone selling a story to a tabloid about how he stole Elvis' wife, which Priscilla didn't tolerate. Priscilla Presley never remarried, but she had other romantic relationships after her divorce from Elvis. The Kings of Tupelo's Kevin Curtis and Elvis Presley parallel explained. Kevin Curtis found an interesting parallel with the king of rock and roll. The parallel Kevin Curtis points out when mentioning Priscilla's affair with her karate instructor is related to Everett Dutschke. In addition to being a politician, Dutschke was also a well-known martial arts instructor and black belt. When Dutschke arrived in Tupelo, he started working with Kevin's older brother, Jack, and Kevin's ex-wife, Laura, was also working with him as a secretary. Dutschke was very charming and he and Laura became very close, with the latter admitting in The Kings of Tupelo to developing a crush on him, but they never pursued anything more than a friendship. However, to Kevin, Dutschke and Laura were having an affair, even though it's implied that he and Laura were already divorced. This is why Kevin points out the parallel between Priscilla's affair with her karate instructor and how it contributed to her divorce and Laura becoming close to Dutschke, a karate instructor, and Kevin being an Elvis impersonator. Even though The Kings of Tupelo isn't about Elvis Presley's life and career, it brought to light a key part of his story.